Hey, somebody asked about, um, well, they said they've been working on a level, and there's different ways to work on a level, and it depends on a lot of things. It depends on how you got the level unpacked, where it's at when you're working on it. Um, the best place to work on a level is in the user folder in levels. Um, Now these here are just where I was in the world editor and I said save level. When you do that, it's not saving everything, but you can work on them like this if you don't intend on sharing the level with anybody. But if you want the level to be like your own level, where you can name it something like new, then you'll have to get all the files from the install folder and put them in there. So let's just make a new folder, and we'll call this I don't know what we're gonna call it. Level A. I don't know. I don't even want to type all that. I just put the letter A. That's gonna be our name of our level. So in here there's nothing. So I would suggest using the template map. So I'll go to go to Beam install folder to content levels, and you'll see template. Open that zip file, open that levels folder, and copy this template here to your clipboard, and then in this A here, paste it. Now I messed around with this earlier, and I had an issue with the info file, so I redid it. So this is what the info file looks like now. That tells it the name of the level. I'll show you what it looks like when you get it from the install folder and put it in here. It looks like that. Now I don't know. I tried to get this one to work. It didn't work. But the difference you can see. Um, this stuff probably will work. I don't know what the deal was with it at the time. I didn't feel like fooling with it, so I just made a simplified version of it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with this one, is just overwrite this with this, and like the level will be called A. So if we go back into here, there's a few material files. I'm not sure how many exactly, but all the stuff that's got like /template, you're going to need to change that to /A. And also, well, if that's what you name the folder, for example. Oh, we got that in the wrong damn place. Sorry, hold on a minute. That needs to be renamed to A, and does not need to be in a folder called A. Alright, give me a second. Got it wrong. Alright, so what I'll do is load Notepad++. And I'll tell it to search, find in files, and I'll send it to the directory that I just made, that one called A. Select the folder, and you're telling it to find all instances of /template/ and replacing with / the name of the folder, replacing files. So those 28 occurrences. So if you were to go through now and load up everything, pretty much everything should have had the /template replaced. So you can load the map now, and it'll be your own map now. Anything you do now at this point on will save to that map in that user folder. It'll be known as level A. Now there's not much of anything that comes with it. I can tell you that. It's a very small map. It's just a template map, right? So it's probably the best to start with something like this. That way you don't have a lot of files. But it's enough to get you started, you know what I mean? And you know, pretty much anything you do at this point will save in that folder. Now if you started editing a map that's already a developer map, like see, you load I don't know, ETK Experience. And you know, you decided to do a few things. You know, you wanted to, you know, maybe I don't know, you just worked on it for 2 weeks, right? You did all kinds of things to it, and you saved a level, and you came back the next day and saved the level, and you did some more stuff, and maybe you painted a little bit here and there, and then you saved the level. Well, the problem with that is in the user folder, it created a temporary folder, more or less, that only contains the changes that you made, right? The level itself is still zipped up in the content folder in levels in driver training here. So this is where all the stuff is for the level, all the textures, all the objects, all that stuff. And the problem is, you know, it's got its own files that are the same file names that was created, like the terrain.ter. Well, it's got its own terrain.ter also. So that's just one thing. There's a lot of other things that's going to start conflicting if you try to merge all these things together. And not to mention, too, the level is still known as driver training, right? It's, or ETK Experience, whatever the hell it's called. It's still called that, you know. That's why it's better to just not try to do things like that in that order. It's better to just start from scratch, have you a blank map, and go from there. Now, you can, say, take driver training and do it like you did the template map, if you want to use that one as a base map. So we could say go to content levels. This is in the install folder, and we take like, where is it? Driver training. Open that up, copy that folder to your clipboard, and then go to the user folder here, make a new folder, or actually, let me delete that one. Paste let me close the game too. And just like we got that level called A, you have to rename your level. Let it finish copying. I'll show you how to do this. So we'll rename this to, what the hell did I just do? Shit. I don't know what I just did. What, half-ass paying attention. Alright, let's rename this to B. How are we going to call this level B? Alright, I'm not even going to use their info file. Like I said, I'm going to use the one that I use in the other one. So I'll copy that one and put it in that B level. And then I'll rename this to B. Save changes. Now I'll open one of the main material files to see. So anything that says driver training. So we'll search, find in files, and we'll point to B as our folder, and we'll say replace driver training, everything that says driver training with the B. Now a lot of these developer levels still pull textures from other levels, so keep that in mind too. But for the most part, everything should work when you load the new level. So let's try and see. And then this way, anything you do to the level is being saved all in the same place. It's not being pulled from the install folder. It's all being loaded when you load the level. Then you can do whatever you want to it. We'll check a few things, make sure that the objects are working right. The textures, terrain paints are correct. All right, so far it looks fine. We go to the asset browser. Now the asset browser may default to, okay, it defaulted to B. Select the shapes, objects. Yeah, so all this stuff should work. Shouldn't have any issues with anything. Terrain painter. Oh, yep. Shouldn't have any issues. now anything you do is going to save it in that folder. I tell you what I'll do, I'll zip this up like it is now, and all you have to do is just put B in, just like I got it here, in levels, just B, and you should be able to do pretty much anything to it, and all the changes be saved in it. So I'll zip that up and share the link to this.